Yo, what's going on, man? You already know it's like I'm rocking like I was talking. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. You already know what's going on. We got that 4PF Rico. If you don't know, they trying to feds and trying to get a little baby on it. And we're trying to get him for all that stuff he been talking. He has been talking that cash money, that real cash money, and he needs to stop talking that cash money because the feds gonna get his ass. I don't know what he's talking about.
Failure that was the YSL trial. The city of Atlanta has now targeted Lil Baby, and the accusations are deadly. The Atlanta Police Homicide Commander would go as far as blaming Lil Baby for the double murder of two teens and connect him to a long, bloody series of violent events.
They've been trying to get that boy.
We'll be covering the Lil Baby 4PF Rico that never happened.
Because it's never gonna happen.
2024, 30-year-old Dominique Jones, who's more commonly known as Atlanta's own superstar rapper Lil Baby, was set to shoot a music video. The location, Dixie Hills.
Never heard of it.
Zone 1, West Atlanta, at the very beginning of the old Hidden Village apartments. A mostly abandoned, half torn down apartment complex with a violent history that even Google Earth will show you is.
Can you imagine goddamn going on Google Earth? Like, can you imagine a girl sending you her address, her location or whatever, and you go on Google Earth like, what the hell is this bitch? Like, where's she staying at? And then you look it up and this is what you see. That's why y'all gotta start looking up these addresses before you pull up on girls, bro. Just cause she bad don't mean you just gotta automatically pull up, my guy. See where the hell is she living at?
Still very much the hood. And apparently, it was a hood Lil Baby wasn't supposed to be in. They began filming the music video with a whole production crew present when gunfire erupted. Atlanta police received calls just before 5 p.m. Stating multiple people had been shot, and when they arrived on scene, they located a 24-year-old man shot in the arm and a 27-year-old man.
I know y'all tired of watching them boring-ass reactions, man. You seeing the same thing every time, but you ain't seeing the craziest, most unedited shootouts and craziest videos on the internet. So let's go ahead and sign up for that membership right now, where you can get 10 videos a week, unedited, unfiltered, uncensored. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. You ain't gonna want to miss out, because I got a lot of head taps you ain't gonna see on them.
And shot in the back.
Dang,
the victims were alert, conscious, and breathing. A 23-year-old man who couldn't wait for police was driven to the hospital with a gunshot to the neck. He too would survive.
Tonight at 11, police are working to try to find out who opened fire on the set of a music video reportedly featuring Atlanta's very own Lil Baby.
The shooting happened just before 5
o'clock. But here's another thing though, y'all trying to say Lil Baby wasn't supposed to be there. This is America, bro. I don't give a damn, bro. He can go anywhere he want. If they goddamn do something to him, that's on them. He acting like I'm antagonizing him because I'm shooting a music video somewhere.
Tonight, I
don't get no damn gangs, not even legal, no way.
There is a map right here on your screen of where this all took place on Verbena Street. That's in the Dixie Hills neighborhood in the northwest part of the city.
Baby just pulled up on us. You know, we doing it big around this mug.
Chaos in this parking lot.
We had multiple individuals flee the scene subsequent to the shooting,
leaving a trail of evidence scattered across the crime scene.
We just heard pow, pow, pow. And that thing, we and we grabbed the kids, and everybody was just running. It was a whole bunch of chaos.
Atlanta PD would note the attack appeared to be an isolated and targeted incident. But this shooting would intensify an already deadly feud between two rival gangs in the city. The Goodfellas is one of Atlanta's longest lasting gangs, having formed back in the early 2000s by Abdullah Williamson. The gang is alleged to have formed in the Rice Street jail, later becoming primarily a prison gang with a reputation.
Y'all see them goddamn knives though? That's why I gotta avoid jail, bro. Do you see that? Do you see that right there? That is a weapon. That ain't no little ass, you know what I'm saying? That's hitting organs. That's hitting bones. That's a bone crusher right there. In jail. Niggas is taking pictures with that. I ain't never seen no other jail in the world where people are like, okay, people might have that, but they ain't in the jail taking pictures with it. They're taking pictures with this shit.
With the bloods that dominate the Georgia prison system. Abdullah, or Lil Duel, is currently serving a life sentence. His alleged second in command, Johnny McClendon, is also serving a life sentence after allegedly ordering a hit on one of their own members.
Goofy.
That man would be released from prison, only to be murdered days later.
Goofy.
The Goodfellas made it happen on the streets and behind the wall. With influence from the Italian mafia, the Goodfellas would go by other names such as the Mob, La Familia, or La Cosa Nostra.
They crazy for that one.
The mafia.
They crazy.
Nor did it operate like the mafia. This was a homegrown Georgia prison gang that was out for blood. OMF, or Only My Family, was a younger subset of the Goodfellas based out of...
Aren't you tired of sitting at home and not making no guala, man? You watching my YouTube video? Well, I'm making money through the stock market right now. So if you want to make some money like this, go ahead, sign up for my new call-out group chat, Rocket Calls. We got call-outs coming every day for stocks, crypto, stock options, and other investments you can make to get some guala right now. Go ahead and hit that link in the description. Let's get it.
West Atlanta, and primarily located within Dixie Hills.
Rip off?
This was the
Ripping
same
off
area
OTF?
the music video shootout happened. 4PF, or 4 Pockets Full, is a money gang based out of the Oakland City neighborhood of Southwest Atlanta. 4PF is exactly what they claim to be, a
4
money
Pockets
gang,
Full, yeah.
known less
4
for
Pockets
violence
Full,
and
yeah.
more for funds, but made famous by none other than Lil Baby. They aren't exactly innocent though, or at least that's what the streets allege. Apparently, OMF believes 4PF is responsible for the 2021 shooting of 19-year-old Marcus Holland, who is known as Big Mark.
Now they got no
member
proof.
of OMF, he'd be gunned down at a Shell gas station, and his grave would literally read, Gravedigger.
Y'all some assholes, bro. Like, bro. Why would you do that? Why would you put that on someone's tombstone though, talking about Gravedigger? What type of weirdo shit? It's not cool to catch bodies. It's not cool to be in the streets, bro. You got Gravedigger on your tombstone? You're a weirdo.
Atlanta police believe Lil Baby was shooting a music video in a rival hood, knowing what could happen, and it did. OMF allegedly shot it up for Mark.
Right.
On Instagram, Mark went by the name 2500 Mark.
Right.
And 2500 stood for the block, as 2500 Center Street was the heart of the Etheridge Court projects.
Okay.
This was home to Mark and was immediately targeted after Lil Baby's video shoot was shot up. On May 18, 2024, 4 days after the music video shooting,
Right.
Atlanta police responded to the projects at 2 a.m., finding 21-year-old Nasia Cox shot dead. She'd been killed in the passenger seat of a vehicle while her child sat in the back seat.
Dang.
Investigators believe 4PF acted in revenge, targeting OMF in one of their projects, and the female was just a casualty of war.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
The following month, 31-year-old OMF member Trevante Turner was found at 3 a.m. shot to death in an apartment.
Jesus.
His cousin Keontae Sanders, who was known within OMF as Midnight, was incarcerated at Hancock State Prison at the time. Investigators would learn he was coordinating revenge against 4PF members through phone calls and social media.
Goofy of the year right there.
Investigators recovered extensive conversations with multiple OMF members, planning retaliation on John Smith, who was known as 4PF J-Shot, a close associate of Lil Baby's, who investigators listed as a gang leader. OMF believed J-Shot is the one who killed Trevante in the apartment.
How you know that though? You don't know that.
On July 2nd, 2024, OMF would strike. It was 12:34 a.m. when Atlanta PD responded to the West End Apartments in Oakland City, the heart of 4PF territory. They'd find 13-year-old Lamont Freeman dead at the scene, 13-year-old Jacody Davis in critical condition, and 11-year-old Dontavius Davis with a gunshot to the foot.
Unfortunate,
Davis would die at the hospital.
Dang.
Investigators will learn the Davis brothers had left their apartment just before midnight to wish Lamont a happy birthday when they were ambushed. Surveillance footage from multiple locations spotted 2 vehicles that circled the apartment complex twice before 6 armed individuals got out and opened fire.
Aren't you tired of watching the basketball games, NFL games, NHL games, and you ain't getting none on any money on? Well, I got the funny ons for you to get the money on front of grave. So let's go ahead and get into clutch covers right now. Because if you want to make money like this, then you definitely got to get with what I'm putting down. So hit that link in the description right now, and you're going to get premium bets every day, all day, just so you can get some money, man. That's all I got for you. A free month.
Shell casings were left at the scene from 556, 762 to 223.
223.
Lamont was found with a gunshot to the head, while Jacody was shot repeatedly in the chest. 7 members of OMF / the Goodfellas would be arrested, including Keontae Sanders, the cousin of Trevante, who was planning revenge from prison.
Already in prison.
It's alleged OMF were hunting 4PF members and ended up jumping out and gunning down kids with rifles. So here's the twist. Atlanta's homicide commander would blame Lil Baby for causing this shooting.
Which is weird.
Major Ralph,
weird as hell.
Folk of the violent crime interdiction section. And I first want to say the overall theme of this case is grown men playing gangster that left 2 of our children in graves and a community in fear. Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes before gang violence ultimately took his life. And cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video.
But y'all can't blame Baby for that though. Y'all try to blame Baby because he went over there and then it went down. Okay, what about the other guys that were in jail willingly trying to retaliate or trying to organize other hits and trying to do all this crazy ass shit? You can't just blame Baby for this. That's all I'm trying to say about the situation. Niggas be trying to blame Baby for everything. You can't just blame Baby.
A place that he knew he should not have been.
Ain't this America?
In the subsequent days, we saw homicides and shootings, and ultimately the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions. And you know who you are. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions.
No, his ASS.
Ralph Woolfolk would claim because Lil Baby shot a music video in a place he shouldn't have been, he caused a chain reaction of violence that resulted in Nasia being killed in front of her kid, Trevante being killed in an apartment, and 2 teens being gunned down with rifles. So why haven't charges been filed?
Ain't no proof on that.
Because the accusations are bullshit.
Exactly.
It's easier to place blame on a multi-millionaire Grammy Award-winning artist than on the police who failed to put away the same men carrying out these murders. Not one gun has Lil Baby's prints,
nope.
And I highly doubt he's planning murders while on tour because in all honesty, it doesn't sound like 4PF has been taking losses. It sounds like OMF has been losing back-to-back members. So why the fuck would Lil Baby feel the need to even be involved? On March 31st, 2025, a preliminary hearing was held to determine whether there was enough evidence for the teen's killers to stand trial. Atlanta's gang detective Marissa Veverito testified that investigators used social media, wiretaps, ballistics, surveillance, and interviews with informants to build the case against the 7 members of OMF/Goodfellas.
The wiretaps to do it.
Veverito wished to remain anonymous as she worked undercover, but her identity was revealed online. While on the stand, she addressed wiretaps which she claimed proved Lil Baby's alleged involvement in several murder-for-hire plots.
Oh, what's up? Oh, what's going on? Man, them like, come on, bro, you know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying? They ain't even like that, man. Them got tickets on a lot of these folks, I'm telling you.
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets?
Unc, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unc.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sanders?
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by what do you mean on somebody's head? What is that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested?
Harmed.
Arrested is crazy. You know what they mean?
Who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
They were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
They heard, accordingly, allegedly, they heard. You don't got no case. That's why APD don't ever really be locking nobody up because y'all all this he say, she say shit. Unless they got you dead to rights, they ain't like, they don't really got no case in Atlanta, bro. They just be bullshit.
Dominique Jones had wanted to have people harmed.
Correct.
The audio would be played in court, but this wasn't 4PF members admitting Lil Baby was Lil Durk and motherfuckers. This was OMF/Goodfellas members under wiretap talking about Lil Baby, which doesn't prove shit.
Exactly.
Of course, they're gonna blame the richest man claiming 4PF, but that doesn't mean Lil Baby did a damn thing.
Exactly.
And that's exactly why to this day, he hasn't been charged.
Right, because he's not a goofy.
Was the same gang expert in the YSL trial failure, and Young Thug would almost have his probation revoked after calling her the biggest liar in the DA office. A judge would decline violating Young Thug for his free speech. All in all, the 4PF RICO was nothing more than
I ain't gonna lie. It get to a point though, like when do people get fired for having wrong info? Like you tried to took this RICO on Thug, failed. You trying to put this RICO on Baby, failed. So when do people get held accountable for like just not being competent at their job, bro? Do you think I can't just keep pressing charges on people and this shit don't stick? You're wasting time, you're wasting resources. It's not getting us anywhere. So I don't understand why they keep trying to put Lil Baby in this shit when he isn't doing nothing to nobody. At some point, you gotta let the shit go. Like the DA just be having a hard on for certain people. I don't get why.